Pittsburgh's best sports show is about to begin. Call us or tweet us. We've got things to talk about on the Nightly Sports Call.
All right, Ken, thanks very much. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to a Monday night edition of the Sports Call, presented by Bordas & Bordas. That's the number that you can call on our ticker. It's 412-575-2600. You can tweet us tonight at KDPomp, at Gene Collier. We have a lot to talk about, beginning with the Pittsburgh Steelers, who lost yesterday in an outcome that I don't think anyone expected.
But they lost?
But they lost. Yes, they did. Gene, I know you had them winning 51-0, as you normally do, but they did lose 30-9. No offensive touchdowns, so Gene, I'll get right to you. This is an offense that took pride in scoring, saying that its goal was 30 points a game now for the second straight year. Last year they did not attain it. This year, with everyone healthy, everybody thought it would be possible. They didn't even score a touchdown yesterday, so what's wrong with this offense?
Just about everything. 2 touchdowns, 2 touchdowns, 2 touchdowns, 3 at Baltimore. None yesterday. That's 9 in 5 games, less than 2 a game by my math.
Yep.
Only 1 working wide receiver. Only 1 sort of working running back, and a quarterback is not playing well enough. And, you know, they have an offensive line who's really talented but commits a lot of penalties, and a defense that can't stop the run. So you're lucky to be 3-2 and tied for first place.
And it was one of those games, too, that, you know, you looked at it and questioned the play calling right off the bat, just because of the game plan coming into this. And Le'Veon Bell in the locker room today was a little agitated. He was asked directly, was the run game part of the game plan? He said no. So they came out pass first against a team that was number 1 in the NFL in pass defense, and they ignored the fact that Jacksonville was, I'm watching Minnesota tonight, 10-2 in that game. Jacksonville was number 32 against the run. It just didn't make sense, especially, Gene, because last week in Baltimore, they made a point to run the ball with Le'Veon Bell. Even though the numbers were not there early, they kept feeding him the ball, they kept working, and finally it just wore Baltimore down. So I'm just curious, you know, your thoughts when you saw that game plan evolve, and then it ends up with 55 passes on the day. That just didn't make sense.
No, I know, but if you think about it, Bob, we've seen this kind of thing before from this coaching staff. Especially against teams that are really ranked low against the passer or run, whatever the case may be. The Steelers seem to think that if there's something that is obvious to do, it's too obvious. In other words, that's exactly what happened on Sunday. You would expect them to run. They want to run. The other team can't stop the run, so you know what? We'll pass. A lot of times, and it's not just with this coaching staff, coaches just kind of outsmart themselves, and this was one of those cases in my view.
Ben Roethlisberger afterwards had some interesting things to say. I don't know if it was sarcastic. I don't know what he was trying to do, but he mentioned that, hey, I might not have it anymore. Hey, I'm just maybe not that good anymore. What do you heard that, Gene? What did you think?
I think he's, you know, I think that's sarcasm, basically. Ben has always been good at taking the blame for things, but those kind of comments, I think, are not really within his character. Did he stink? Yeah. But, you know, I don't put a lot of alarm in it. Is he on the decline? Probably. He's 35. But it wouldn't surprise me if he came back, you know, and played well again for the Steelers and played well for a long time.
I agree with that. I think next week may be the time, you know, just when you think the Steelers are not going to be able to go into Kansas City and win, while they may lower themselves to the opposition when it comes to bad teams, they also raise their level of play when it comes to good teams and on big national stages. And next Sunday will be a 4:25 kickoff. So I would expect that they would really rebound, and whether or not they win that game is a whole other matter, because Kansas City is playing really well right now at 5-0, and they got weapons all over the place, including, of all people, Alex Smith, who's no longer just a game manager. He is a guy who is in the MVP conversation, at least in my opinion. I want to ask you also, Gene, about the Penguins and a nice comeback win for them on Saturday, 4-0 over the Predators, and that's a big opponent to beat, especially given the fact that they were in the finals with them last year. 10-1, I think Mike Sullivan hit all the right notes, whatever he was sending in the message to his team. It got through, and they responded very quickly.
Yeah, I mean, that 10-1 thing, you don't see that very often. You know, as you know, Bob, there are 79 games to play. I don't think we want to overanalyze any of them just yet.
All right, I just saw this now. I want to get your take on this, because this is a bugaboo with me sometimes with coaching decisions. Minnesota was up 10-2 in Chicago, right? So they go for a fake punt. It results in a touchdown to make it 10-8. 5 minutes left in the third quarter, and Chicago has shown no signs of offense all night. Why not go for 2 there? Instead, John Fox kicks the extra point to make it 10-9. From what I've seen of the Bears tonight, I don't know that they're going to ever come close to the end zone again. They took a fake punt to get in. Why not go for 2 and at least try to tie the game there?
I don't have an answer.
Do you agree with that, or do you think they should have kicked?
I agree with you.
Okay, good. I'm glad to hear that. That means I'm doing something right when I agree, and Gene Collier agrees with me. All right. Do you agree with us? Do you want to talk? This is your place to do it. It's 412-575-2600. Let us know what you think. The lines are open. We'll take your calls next right here live on the Bordas and Borders hotline of the Nightly Sports Call. Back after this.